Welcome back to Splendid Tales, where truth hits harder than bullets and karma always finds its target. If you're new here, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, because what you're about to hear is not just a story, it's a reality check wrapped in thunder. Officer Dale Wexler had a smile that could curdle milk, the kind of man who thought his badge was a crown and his skin was armor. He strutted through every traffic stop like a king patrolling peasants, barking orders, tossing insults, and calling it just doing my job. The town feared him. Some hated him, most just prayed they wouldn't be next. Then one humid afternoon, his ego found a new target, a black man driving a sleek black car through the wrong side of town. Wrong to him, at least. He flashed his lights like a warning siren from hell, already rehearsing the lecture he'd deliver about respecting authority. The man pulled over calmly, windows rolled down, hands steady on the wheel. No fear, no panic, just patience. That annoyed Dale more than anything. He swaggered to the window, tapping his flashlight like he was knocking on destiny's door. "License and registration," he snapped. The man handed them over without a word. But there was something about his eyes, calm, sharp, almost amused, that made Dale feel smaller than he'd ever admit. He didn't know yet that the man he was trying to intimidate could end his entire career with a single phone call. If you're still watching, hit that like button, because what comes next will make you question everything about power, pride, and justice. Dale leaned against the car, smirking like the sun itself answered to him. He tapped the man's ID on the roof and said, "You sure this car's yours?" His tone dripped with arrogance, the kind that only ignorance could breed. The man didn't flinch, didn't even blink. "It's mine," he said, calm like ocean water before a storm. That quiet confidence gnawed at Dale's ego. He hated it, that silence that screamed louder than fear ever could. "Step out of the vehicle," Dale barked. The man obeyed, slow and steady. Even then, there was something in his posture, military straight, precise, deliberate. Dale didn't notice. He was too busy trying to find a reason to feel superior. He circled him like a shark, looking for weakness, but only finding composure. Then Dale said it, that cruel line, the kind meant to cut deep. But the man just smiled, a small, knowing smile that said, "You'll regret that." And oh, he would. Because in less than 5 minutes, the very ground beneath his boots would shift. His authority, his pride, his entire image, all about to crumble like cheap glass under truth's hammer. If you're still watching, smash that like button and drop a comment below, because Splendid Tales is about to show you what happens when arrogance meets reality. The man reached into his pocket slowly, eyes never leaving Dale's. "Careful," Dale barked, hand twitching toward his holster. But the man's calm never wavered. He pulled out a slim wallet, opened it, and held it up like a mirror to arrogance itself. The sunlight caught the metal inside, that sharp, clean flash of authority. The three letters gleamed. FBI. Dale's jaw slackened, his voice stuttered, tripping over excuses that came too late. You're... The man tilted his head. "Yes, I am. And right now you're one breath away from losing everything." The air froze. The radio on Dale's shoulder crackled, but he didn't hear a thing. His heartbeat drowned it all out. The man leaned closer, voice low but sharp enough to slice through pride. "You profiled the wrong man today, officer." That was the moment Dale's empire began to crumble. The man called for backup, but not local police. Black SUVs rolled in. Men in suits stepped out. Dale's fellow officers stared, whispering, their hero stripped of his power in the middle of the street he used to own. He stood there, sweating under the weight of his own fear, while the man he'd tried to humiliate spoke calmly into a phone, reporting him. If you're watching this far, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to Splendid Tales. Because what's coming next isn't just justice, it's poetic revenge. The investigation was brutal and fast. Within 24 hours, Officer Dale's name was plastered across headlines. Cop suspended after confrontation with FBI agent. The town that once trembled at his badge now looked at him with disgust. His neighbors whispered, his so-called friends vanished, and the same system he abused turned its back on him. He finally got a taste of his own medicine, bitter, cold, and unforgiving. The FBI agent, whose name was Marcus Reed, didn't gloat. He didn't need to. He walked through the same station where Dale once strutted, now as the lead investigator. Every officer stood at attention, and Dale couldn't even lift his eyes. "Funny," Marcus said quietly, "how fast power disappears when truth walks in." Dale tried to apologize, words crumbling before they reached his tongue. Marcus simply nodded. You'll learn more from this than any training could teach. That was it. No rage, no revenge, just justice wrapped in grace. Weeks later, Dale found himself at a desk job, stripped of his weapon, his pride, and his illusions. Marcus drove past one morning, windows down, that same calm look on his face. Dale nodded in shame. Marcus nodded back, not in anger, but in victory. Because the greatest revenge isn't destruction, it's dignity. If you love this story, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to Splendid Tales.